Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going okay. How are things over there? It's freaking wet and cold over here.
Yeah, here too. Yeah, oh yeah, you're in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I took my mom to get her vaccine in San Jose today, so
Oh, how'd it go?
it was good, but I've been it's been like a wild day, like all over the place.
I think there's something going on because today I feel like crazy too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure it's the
Wild and crazy.
yeah.
How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing well.
Good. All right. Should we start?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we do on this number here? We're gonna do a lot of ankle stuff, knees together. And we'll do 10, right? We're gonna come up to on the toes, go down, boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then toes in, heels out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you're going to keep your left leg at angle at a 45. You're going to step up with your right leg, toes facing forward. And from here, we're going to go ahead and lift the inside sole up. So you're leaning your knee, folding out, right? Once you get that, bend the leading leg. Your arms are stretched to the side, and we're going to twist, and you're going to keep pressing your hips diagonally forward, lifting the inside toe of your back leg and reaching back. Good. And then we're going to step back and go ahead and step your right toes diagonally, kind of 45 angle in. Step your left leg forward, right? So it looks like this, kind of boom. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and lean and lift the inside sole of my foot up, leaning out on the outside, bend at the knee, arms straight out, and then I'm going to turn towards the leading leg here, pressing my now right hip forward. Okay, good. And from here, why don't you can hold on to a wall if you want to, but if you have good balance, your leg straight up. And from here, I'm going to do 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and circle. And switch direction. Go ahead and have your legs straight out. Press your heels out and then your toes. Heels, toes, heels, toes. And circle. One direction. Circle in the other direction. Okay, great. Switch the other side. Out, in. Stir one direction. And switch direction. And straighten your legs out, heels, press out, curling your toes in, and then toes pointing, heels, toes, heels. And then go ahead and circle one direction. Switch direction. Okay. Whew. Go to the hips. Switch direction. Shoulders. Switch direction. Go ahead and elbows. And switch direction. Good. And neck. And switch direction. All right, come to center, hands up. And exhale, bring your hands to the ground, walk, walk, walk into a plank. Good. From here, go ahead, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, come down. Flatten your toes, push up, extend your arms, relax your shoulders, stretch your ears away from your shoulders. You can look up and back, keep pressing your lower hips onto the ground. Look to the right, look to the left, back to the right, back to the left. Sit back. Okay, so you're gonna come up, hands, fingers spread away from each other. You can come up, sit up in this manner, right? And then go ahead and come forward. Really line your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders together. And from here, go ahead and with your whole body, right? Rotate and go as far as you can forward, sideways, back, keeping your palms down on the mat while you're doing this. And switch direction. Come back to center, right? And then you're gonna go lean forward as far as you can. Come back to center, and now we're gonna have our fingers pointing sideways. So we're gonna, again, line our wrist, elbow, and shoulder, and we're gonna rotate in one direction. And switch direction. Come back to center. Go ahead and lean to your right, right? And hold, go as far as you can. And then we're gonna come back to center and then switch to the left, go as far as you can. Palm pressing down on the ground. Good. Now we're gonna take our fingers pointing towards our knees. Again, line your wrist, elbow, and shoulders, and we're gonna rotate. Go ahead and switch direction. Come back to center and sit back, pressing your palms down on the ground. Go back as far as you can. Leaving your palm on the ground when you're doing this. And now, right, I'm gonna start with my left hand. My left hand, my finger is gonna point to my right. Fingers spread out. You can use your palm, your right palm to press down, or fist to press down. Right? So this backward, right? Palm or hand. And we're gonna go ahead and move in one direction. And we're gonna switch direction. And come to center and lean towards the fingers. Yes. Good. You can shake that out. Now we're going to do the other side. So I'm going to have my right fingers, right arm, right hand, right fingers pointing to the left, fist or palm. Keep it in place. Rotate the wrist. And switch direction. Good, lean, boom, boom. Good, shake it out. And from here, go ahead and get in your S mount here. Right, let's do some hip stretch. I'm gonna go ahead and slide the back leg out a little bit, boom, out a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and abs tight, arms out as far, I'm gonna turn towards the leading leg as far as I can. And I'm gonna go ahead and touch the ground. And it's my same side arm as the back leg. It's gonna reach outward as far as I can. Okay, I'm gonna try to bring my wrist, my elbow, my shoulders down onto the ground. Good, come back up. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn again towards that. Now I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna turn as far as I can. I'm gonna come now the same side arm as the leading leg. That elbow is gonna come down, right? So you wanna turn as far as you can back so that elbow comes down. Let's stay here for a second. And our back thigh here, the glutes tighten, and that hip, we're gonna press the hip forward. And now we're gonna go from the elbow to our shoulders. My knee comes up when I do this, which is fine. You just wanna activate it by pressing the knee down. Your glutes still tight, your hips still pressing forward. And then let's go and try to put the other shoulder down. So now we're facing the ceiling. Again, your back knee active, pressing down, glutes tight, hips pressing forward still. Okay, now we're gonna roll up the first shoulder, second shoulder, elbow, right? And then from here, why don't we go back onto our elbow? And I'm gonna swing my back leg, boom, back. And now I'm gonna switch to the other hip. I'm gonna swing the leg around and then switch to the other hip. I'm gonna come shoulder, the elbow and come up. So now on the other side, stretch the back arm. I'm gonna go turn as far as I can, touch the ground. Now it's my left arm is gonna reach out. I'm gonna try to touch my wrist, my elbow, and my shoulders down. Okay, I'm gonna come back up. And I'm gonna turn as far as I can. Now it's my right elbow that goes down, right? And from here, back glutes are tightened, and that hip, back hips pressing forward. Stay here for a couple breaths. Now I'm going to go from my elbow to my shoulders. Again, my back knee comes off the ground. I'm going to keep pressing it towards the floor. And then from here, I'm going to go put the other shoulder onto the ground. Relax into the move. Now I'm going to lift the first shoulder, second shoulder, elbow. Why don't we stay at the elbow? I want to kick the back leg up and around, switch the hip, come to that shoulder, sit up, and then we're going to switch back and forth, right? We're going to do 10. So 1, come up, 2, come up, 3, come up. Keep your hips on the ground when you're doing this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Up, stretch back. Okay. Why don't we just do the old school? We used to do this a lot, where it's like you do 50 jumping jacks, 50 squats, and then 50 push-ups. So you can do straight up 50, right, of these exercises, or you can break down 25 and then do 2 rounds of it. Whatever you want to do, you can do that. But you have like a few minutes to do that. So on your own, you do that. So 50 jumping jacks, 50 squats, 50 push-ups, and 50 abs, right? Any kind of abs you want. So go. So squats, make sure it's your legs that's doing the squat, not your upper body, right? do a water break when you're done. All right. Sarah's still going. She's like doing perfect form there.
How did everyone do 50? How? Crunches too? What the heck?
What?
You were probably doing them better than us.
All the time. No, I think you were doing like total perfect.
That's what I
form.
mean.
What?
That's what I said. She's probably doing them better than us.
Oh yeah, I was just like, woo, woo, woo. But the whole time I'm like, how the hell? It seemed like back in the days it was like nothing. Now I'm like struggling. Jesus. We're gonna do more drill. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is watch. There's 3 steps to it. You're gonna have stagger stance. The front leg is gonna touch the mat first. Boom, slide. Second, right, and then slide, and then so. Let me see. Okay, so slide, slide, post. Right, so do 10 on each side. You could do it quick, right? I was just slowing it down, but you could do slide, slide, post. Back, 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 back. Slide, slide, post. Slide, slide, post. Slide, slide, post. All right. Next one is you're gonna be down here. You're gonna go ahead and okay. Let's see. Okay, from here, right, the post leg is gonna go diagonally down, elbow down, post, and then you're gonna go ahead and slide. So again, you're gonna start like this, post, elbow, step, kind of step the same line as your knee here, right? And then slide. Now you can use the arm pull slide. Did you guys see that? So boom, 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 slide. All right. So I think most of you were here on Sunday and we did an ankle pick. So I'm going to review that. And then from there, we're going to go from there. So let me get my dummy here. All right. So let's say I have my, I got a new stuffing, so it like stands up a little bit. So this is my dummy, right? Let me get the, I love that it's smaller than I am. Okay, this is my dummy. So I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna talk about grips. So we're gonna do an ankle pick where I have control. Why did you guys tell me you can't see the head? Okay, I'm gonna control the head. So from this side, I'm gonna cup, right? Cup and kind of use this middle end finger around here or close to the head, right? The head, boom, cup. And then my forearm kind of framing at the chest here. So I'm here and I'm framing at the chest here, right? And then the hand, it doesn't, there's different variations that you can hold. You can hold a tricep here or the wrist here. So what we want to do is when I'm here, I want to attack this leg, right? Usually it's our stance like this. And I want that leg to come forward so I can grab it. And to do that, I'm just going to go, instead of moving back, if I do that, they're just going to come forward. I'm going to lose my balance. So what I want to do is I want to step to the side. And when I do that, they're going to step the leg to the side. And from here, I'm going to come down with my left knee in the drill that we just did. So I'm going to come down to my left knee. Now I'm going to switch the camera. So the head here, right? And the leg is here. This leg is forward. So I'm going to come boom to my left knee, the same side arm. It's always the same side arm, right? Come, and I'm going to grab, not up here at the knee, not in the leg here. I want at the heel here. And I also want to, I talked about this on Sunday. I want to pull in the direction where the toes are going. So the toes are pointing this way. So I really want to, with my hand, pull in that direction, right? That's something you need to think about. And then something to think about above on the head position is you need to think about when you're here, right? You want the head tilting towards the leg. So you want to push the leg, come down, grab. So those are your arms position and your leg position on the front. The back leg, you need, with this takedown, you need a driving leg. So that's where you come in and the driving leg here. So it sometimes you're gonna come boom and it goes down, but your toes are active. Sometimes you're gonna come down and it's gonna be post like this, right? Whatever it is they're driving. Sometimes it's gonna land here or land here, but you need a driving leg for this technique. So you're gonna drive and that leg step as you pull. Arm goes this way, right? You're gonna go boom with the arm pulling, this arm balancing the head pull, this leg drive, steps up. And then the second, you're gonna pick up the leg. So you're up here, you're driving, just come here, you're gonna pick up the leg, drive, and you're gonna pick up the leg, right? And that's where the second leg comes up. You're gonna pick it up and shelf it here because it's really hard for them to come up, as I show on Sunday, that if I have my leg up like this, somebody's holding my leg, I can't get up, right? So you want to shelf that. So give that a try. So again, it's without the ball, this, right? With a cup frame, wrist, we're gonna go step towards the frame, boom, to have a partner step in, and then knee, right? As in my knee, it comes down, head position, boom, everything kind of leans to that way. I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna go drive forward, step, pick up the leg, and post. Okay, does that make sense? You see it? Okay, so practice that, 10 per side. Another good detail is when you go boom, right? When you go, you step, you come in, boom, head, boom. And when you step forward and knee up, the grip when they go down, right, at the head, you don't, once the partner falls down, you don't want to have your arm reach like this, right? You could see that could be dangerous for your arm. So you want to retract the arm, right? Retract the arm and bring it to your knee here. So give that, so you want to go, right? Boom, boom, and retract the arm. The arm. All right. So a scenario that might happen, I'm gonna see if I can show it on the dummy. If not, I'm gonna show the video. But you're here, right? And you step to the side and you get the leg and you right? You come in and you grab your head here, and what happens is they step that leg back. You go grab it, and they step that leg back. So you're gonna aim for the other leg, right? But you just simply reach over, go under, reach over. Again, you're gonna pull it in the direction of the toes. Boom. But you need a driving leg, right? So that means that this leg also you step in. So you come in like this, right? You come in, you step, you come in and you go, and they step back, so you don't have that leg. So you need to go across for the second leg, but you need a driving. So it's always, you notice that when I grab the leg, that arm, that same knee leg has to be in front. So if I go do this, then this knee leg has to be in front. And all I do is I just step up and I come in like that. And I pull. So again, I'm gonna go boom, I'm gonna come down, boom, they step back. So I just reach over across with the same leg, boom, and I pick up the leg and shelf on this leg. Does that make sense? Okay, so again, we're gonna go, right? We're gonna boom, step, right? Come in and you grab this, step back. So you're gonna lean over, boom, and step the second one. So in terms of like your head placement, right? First it was boom, hit this, tilt this way. So when they step back, you kind of want to put the weight on this side, right? So you gotta pull the weight on this side, boom. So your arm is either this way or that way, like you're leaning their kind of head. So think about that when you're doing the second one. Give that a try.
Is the leg you're shelved on still the same, or are you doing one extra knee slide at the end to get to the?
No, it's the same. It's less than it. So the first one is knee slide, shelf. The shuffling is all, it's in the same leg. So you go knee slide, grab, they step back, knee slide, you're just gonna go boom and pick and.
So it's gonna be shelved like across. Cool, thank you.
But it's the same leg. All right, so we're gonna do keep going and I'll we're going to start out with, you're going to do 10, hit the ground, you're going to do 10 of these, boom, 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 and then come up in a semi-crouch, and I will tell you, number one would be this, boom, boom. So number two is when you come down, boom, they step back, you're going to go boom and do the second one. Okay, so 1, 2, and in between I might call out other exercises. All right, so get ready, go. So you're doing 10 sit throughs. up, semi crouch, boom, boom. All right, number one. So boom, boom, step. Come up, semi crouch. Number two, boom. Come back, 3 sprawls. Back. Number two. Number one. Five sprawls. Keep moving, keep moving. Boom, boom, boom. Number two. Number one. Two sprawls. Number two. Five squat jumps. Number one. Sprawls. To number two. Ten squat jumps. Number one. Number two. Never mind. Do number two. All right. Good job. If there's no questions, Karen will take over the second part.
Cool. Thanks, Molly. If the grapplers are staying, then we'll be starting kickboxing in like 2 minutes. And I think we'll do some, incorporate some grappling into what we're doing. So see you in like 2 minutes. okay, come back. Hi. All right, let's start. So, yeah, we're gonna do some grappling focused stuff. Let's start with this. Let's start with one round just to warm up, you know, the kind of hip muscles, you know, pelvis stuff. Let's do one round. Let's do this. Let's do one round shadow boxing, no arms. So you shadow box, no arms, and you're just trying to move your, you know, pivot your feet. This is like slow, grindy, you know, it's really trying to just get all the ranges of motion for your waist, your hips, your legs that you would use. So you're just kind of taking angles, you know, throwing punches, but keeping your arms in your tight guard. We're gonna do 1 minute. Let's do this. We'll go straight through. We're gonna do 1 minute orthodox and 1 minute southpaw. So you're doing both stances. Here. Okay, get set. No, wait, sorry, I'm using my regular timer. 2 minutes. Okay, and go. Start in your regular stance. Ten more seconds till we switch stance. Good. Switch your stance, keep going. Kind of don't just keep going sort of an autopilot, but take a second to check in with your new stance. Make sure your weight is distributed properly. When you're just kind of generally moving around, you're gonna have about, you know, 60 at least % of your weight on your back leg. You might, you know, shift it to your front leg for, you know, movements that hooks, uppercuts. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna do, for this round, maybe should just be jabbing. Okay, so we're just gonna be moving around throwing jabs for this round, but there's a lot of things we're gonna throw in. The base movement is moving around, throwing jabs. So we're moving around, throwing jabs. Here's all the things I could say. There's a bunch. One of them will probably be a 3-minute round. One of them is arm drag. So if I say arm drag, since you're throwing jabs, you're gonna arm drag. It's actually kind of depends. You would normally arm drag, you would normally block with that. So it kind of, you might actually reach out with it if you were jabbing with it. So you can think about it 2 ways. You could either block with that side and then reach with the other side to go around, or you could reach with the jab side. So you're jabbing, jabbing, reach. So you can do either of those. So if you know, one version is block, and that's kind of like exactly like Molly's, where you block on this side, grab the wrist, and come across with your right hand. But you can also take your jab hand and grab their arm. Like if they were, you would do that if they were throwing a, would that be a cross for you guys? They would be throwing, let me just make sure I get my stance thoughts of this right. Yeah, if they were throwing if they were throwing a jab for most people, for me, it'd be a cross. But you would do it if they were throwing a punch that comes across your body. Usually that'd be a jab if they're the same stance, where you might parry it and then reach out. So you can go parry, grab. So those are different ways you can trap the arm. So that's one thing you could do, and then take the back, hold the back a little bit, and then let it go, keep going. So, or you can finish takedown if you want. One takedown we do in Sancho a lot, if you don't want to go all the way to the ground, it's it probably wouldn't work on an awesome it might. It doesn't work on a really awesome grappler with really great base, but a lot of time we just drag people down like that. If their squat is not as good as your squat, then you can drag them to the ground. If they are really good in their low base, then you can't. So, okay, so that's one thing I could say, arm drag. I could say sprawl, I could say break fall to technical stand. I could say cross, so you're throwing jabs. If I say cross, add a cross. And there's one more. Oh, and then if I say ankle pick, do the ankle pick we did today. You can do either version, A or B. So this is basically like similar to how, grapplers fight MMA. It's like, they're working in their punches and they're looking for their grappling moves. And it's also a very common kind of Sancho drill, where you're just shadow boxing a few punches and working on how you would respond to things with grappling. So get set to be a 3-minute round and go. So at the beginning, just throwing jabs. Arm drag. And go back to jabs when you're ready. Sprawl. And think when you sprawl that you're throwing that jab and then the person's trying to grab your legs. So you have to, like they're trying to shoot under your jab. Sprawl. Let's do one more sprawl and let's think about that. That when you sprawl from the jab. So it's like you threw a jab and they're trying to grab your legs. Because that's going to be a common time to shoot on you. Break fall technical stand. You'll generally technical stand on your dominant side to come up back in your stance. Break fall technical stand. Cross. Cross. Arm drag. Knee slide. Ankle pick. And you can come right back. Instead of shelving the leg, you probably come back up. Stand up from there and dump them. You would shelf the leg, but you would come up from that. Ankle pick. Sprawl. Cross. Jab, cross, sprawl. What do you call that thing? Arm drag. You remember the names of everything. Ankle pick. Sprawl. Jab cross. Jab cross sprawl. Arm drag. Arm drag. Sprawl. Cross. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so now let's grab some water if you need. We're gonna do some knees and then some kind of clinch work using the knees. Okay, so we're going to be doing one set. Let's do this. No, let's do that. We're gonna do 1 minute of just regular marching knees. So you're just going knee, 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 knee. And the hands on this always, there's a lot of variations of this knee, but the hands are always dropping. Like if I'm kneeing with my right leg, they're dropping towards the right. It could be a flying knee where I don't have a clinch at all, in which case it's kind of same arms as a push kick. It could be a clinch knee. This is really common in Sancho, that people parry a punch and then they come in and get this kind of clinch, like a head and arm clinch and knee. So, you know, you've it looks like that. It's like parry. It's kind of really commonly done, a frequent reverse stance move. And then the last thing it could be is and if you're not sure which one to do, you might just go for this one because it's what we're going to be doing when we apply it, is the tie clinch. So I have my hands in this kind of position, flat palms together. So whichever side I'm kneeing, I'm pulling to that side. I'm not trying to pull their head into my knee, I'm trying to pull their body into my knee. So I'm trying to pull their head over here. So their body is right here where I'm kneeing. Just good to not, just in case, not to get in the practice of throwing knees that are going to go to people's head, unless you're doing it for self-defense. Sorry, that's not it. That was me trying to reset the round. So we're going to do just 1 minute, just straight up marching knees. Just remembering that these are forward knees. Oh, a couple other things. Your toes should be pointed to keep them out of the way and also give you better knee bend. And I'm not doing this that great right now, but keeping your knee very bent. I've been a little lazy with that, trying to keep you to a sharp bend to your knee to keep your leg out of the way. And hips through, forward. Okay, get set and go. Just 1 minute, marching knees. Okay, so now we're going to do some same side knees, repeated same side knees, which are like a bit like skip knees. It's hard. Sometimes we do skip knees on the ground. You can almost do them. You can't really do them with your hips through because you don't have anything to hold on to, but you can get the movement at least. But these are going to be knee, knee, knee. So it's kind of like a switch step kick. I'm going here. I'll just show you from here down. I'm going knee, step, change. So I'm kind of step, 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 step to shift the weight. Yeah, give it a try. It's a lot like a switch step. You don't actually switch your feet, but it's that same kind of weight transfer. Knee, step, step, knee, step, step, knee. So we're gonna do, we're gonna do 2 30-second, we're gonna basically do 2 minutes of this where every 30 seconds we switch sides. So we do each side twice for 30 seconds. So let's see, I have a timer for that. 30, that's right, 2. Okay, so pick which side you wanna start on and get set and go. Switch, other side. Much harder for me on my non-dominant leg. I don't know about you guys. switch back to the first side. And second side. All right, next, shake that out. Shake that out, and oh, good. Okay, so people maybe grabbing a sip of water. That's good. Time. Let's do this. So let's do. Let's practice. We're going to do a combination, but let's practice a concept now, a couple concepts about tie clinch. So if you're in a tie clinch, you want to be this. Let's all get in that position. So you've got, you're holding, your hands are like, I don't even call that monkey grip clamp. It's not monkey grip. I don't think it is monkey grip. It's, both hands, one, both facing in, both palms facing towards you. I think you know it. If you were, if you're doing it, in competition, you want to pull on the back of their head, try to break their stance. Usually when we practiced it in training at my school, we didn't practice it that long that way because it really blows out your neck. So, training, you might do it on the back of the person's neck, unless they're really trying to get ready for competition or something. And the big point is your elbows have to be tight. So your elbows are in, so that they're sitting on their collarbones, so that they can't get their arms through. So they're like this. And let's practice the movement that you need to do to turn somebody, because people have trouble with this a lot. That's a little too far. When you turn somebody in this kind of clinch, this is kind of a broken down way. There's a way to do it without the step, but I think, I use the step most of the time because it's kind of a very surefire way to do it, even though it loses a little immediacy versus the no stepping. So we're going to step. So if I want to turn the person, let's try this. If I want to turn the person towards that way, my left, I'm going to pull with my right hand and step my right foot back. One thing I learned actually at Pacific was that you actually, even though we do this, pulling with both hands, you really only need one hand to pull. The hand, you want to go in the direction that hand is on the inside. So you can pull, if I have this clasp where my left hand is on the outside, I can pull this way, but it's a lot more awkward because my controlling hand is the inside hand. So let's just take our right hand like this. And since this is a clinch, we're kind of squared up. We're not necessarily in our fight stance. You could be like, I think generally I might tend to be a bit in my fight stance, but not quite as not quite as a long a stance. So I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to pull and step. So the step goes a little ahead of the pull. So I was taught it like I make a space, I pull the person into the space. I make a space, I pull them into the space. It's a lot like some of Molly's arm drag moves. Yeah, so let's try it. Just try it on one side. Let's do it this way. Let's do it let's do it for 30 seconds. We'll use our 30-second timer that I just had. Let's do it for 30 seconds going one direction and then 30 seconds going the other direction. So I'm just going to keep doing it like I was pulling somebody at my own pace. And I'm really just trying to feel that as I slide back, I'm pulling them with me. I kind of step, and as a little behind that hip, I pull. So try to get the feeling of, you know, the momentum, and you're pulling. Yeah. So we're gonna do 30 seconds each direction. Interval timer. Okay. So you don't have to like reset, you're pulling them in a circle, which is kind of what you would be doing. All right, switch, go other direction. Other arm, other direction pivot. Cool. So now, let's do the same thing one more round, and now you're gonna add the second hand. So if I'm pulling them towards my right, my right hand's gonna be on the, if it's towards my right, it's kind of towards the left, but if I'm pulling them that direction towards my right side, I'm going to have my right hand on the inside, but this handle will be the reinforcing hand. But I really can do it. This is a thing I like to do to kind of like punk people in, you know, tie clinches or any clinches, but especially tie clinches, because they kind of expect you can't pull them till you have the second hand. Once you got that hand, you can totally pull them. So I kind of like make them think I'm doing something with this hand and then pull them. But it's good to, you know, the second hand reinforces and gives you more power. And obviously you're in that position a lot, so you want to be able to pull from there anyway. So I'm going to take the second hand, and now I bring both arms. Going the other way. You can really pull. There's a lot of things you can do to pull people's heads around like that, which also help. They're kind of cheats, not cheats, but like sort of, you know, they're kind of similar to when you want to choke somebody, you push their chin up or something. Like they're sort of slightly dick moves that are things that are, though, you know, practical and reasonable if someone's advanced. But I like to I can pull people, big people around, usually just with those movements, if you get them off balance a little bit first. So let's do one direction. So just remember that when you're going towards the right, your right hand's on the inside. When you're going to the left, your left hand's on the inside. So get set and go. Start one direction. No, going the right way. There you go. Have my hands backwards. All right, switch other way. Switch your hands. Cool. Next. So you might notice that or wonder, you can turn people, you don't have to switch your hands when you're moving people with two hands. You don't have to switch hands when you move directions. It's just that if you do one hand, it has to be that way. If I have, whoa, that's funny. I was wondering if I was gonna do that. Come on, stop, it's closed. My interval timer has an advertisement at the end, and for a while it was what's that guy? He's president, Joe Biden, during the election. I don't know if you guys remember. So I would like finish the round, and then it would be like, you know, I want a better America. It would be like, oh, it's Joe Biden. Like anyway. So that was before when the primaries. We were like, shut up, Joe Biden. But now, okay. So you can pull them. If you're gonna pull them with one hand, it has to be that direction. If I have this grip, I have to pull them this way. But if I have both hands, then I can pull them either way. It's just, I like to remember that the strongest is the inside, because then if I'm not sure, like maybe I feel a little insecure about it, I know I really have power on that side. That's the side that I have a lot more power on. But you can pull them either way with that grip. So let's do that. Let's practice that. So let's practice And then we're gonna do a few combinations with this. Let's do this. So for 30 seconds, we're gonna pull both directions. So you're you're gonna have one hand grip and you're gonna just, weird. I haven't shadow boxed this much. I'm just gonna go one way, go the other way. So just like as though you're shadow boxing just that move, going either direction you want. And then we'll switch the hand grip to the other side. So 30 seconds with one hand grip, 30 seconds with the other hand grip. And go. Switch, other hand grip, same thing. Okay, good. So now let's do a couple more things I want to do to try. Yeah, it'll be fun. But let's try one more sort of shadow boxing thing, which is normally if you're just doing that, you can't pull somebody over unless they're smaller than you or have more space than you. But so the way you can move around somebody really big or somebody who's good is you have to off balance them. So you push them, you pull them, you move them around, and then you do it. So it's kind of like grappling. It'd be like if you were grappling with maybe a clinch and then trying to go into some sort of I don't know what, it's not really an arm drag from there, but so you're moving around in a grappling position. For kickboxing, you sometimes, for this clinch, sometimes you have your hips back. If your hips are open like this, they can knee you. So you would tend to have your hips through unless you're gonna knee them or do something with your hips. So just something to think about. You'd have your hips kind of up, at least some of the time. You don't want to kind of be predictably like this, just because it makes you open for knees. So you could maybe, it's okay if you're like that. Well, I guess my point is you could be in that position for a second, because if you're coming out of it, they can't really knee you as you come up because it's the wrong angle. So as long as you're not hanging around down here, you're good. So let's do 30 seconds where you're just moving the person around. We'll do each hand position and then pulling them, push them forward, turn them, pull them back, turn them, move them around. You're trying to be tricky. Okay, get set and go. Pulling them twice in a row can be good though, because sometimes they, the first one doesn't quite work. Sort of like if you're trying to do a turning single leg. All right, switch your arms, same thing. Single leg, similar to if you're trying to do a single leg where you turn them and they don't go the first time, you can turn them again. Keep your elbows in. Nice, good. Okay, let's do one other thing from here. Let's just do this for fun. This is I forgot the song's come on. Shh. Okay. So this is from here. Frequently, people will slide. I should have brought a video. I didn't know we were gonna do this. But they'll slide this second hand, and you could basically, if you want to go from this clinch to a head and arm clinch, you just bring this arm down and trap their outside of their arm. So it's very common that people will take a Muay Thai clinch. They'll come in one hand, The second hand, they come in like they're going to scoop the neck, but then they come and trap the outside of the tricep instead. And even from there, you can take the outside hand, reach down, grab the arm, and get into this kind of head and arm clinch. You know, that would be a common grappling clinch. If you want to do, you know, like for example, to a fireman's carry. So people will go, you know, here, and then they go to their fireman's from there. So we're going to do that. We're going to take one arm and pull it out and slide it down and get there. So this one's still on their neck, but this one's on their arm. And now we're going to go to the ankle pick. So from here, we're just going to go down. We still got the head. It's the same movement. Bam. I think it's the same movement. The only problem is I have my legs backwards. So it doesn't matter, like you can have your legs anywhere, but I slid with the wrong arm. So here, my knee slid the first side, wrong side. So I'm here, I'm gonna go slide, slide, slide. So I didn't do my arms perfect, but just try it from there because it's kind of fun because it's a common thing you would do from there, especially in something like Sancho, not in Muay Thai, where the knees are too common. But a lot of times you get grappling, people are just grappling and they're not really throwing a lot of knees and kicks, then people will do these kinds of attacks if they feel safe to do it. So you're gonna grab it. I'm not showing it perfectly because I wasn't expecting to do it, but I know you do it. People do it from here, and I'm gonna go slide, 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 and do my head, no hands. Exactly right. You know how to do them though. Let's do 1 minute practicing that. So you're just moving them around, going to the head and arm clinch, and then doing the ankle pick. So from the Thai clinch, you're just sliding one hand along their shoulder to get their arm. Yeah, if your feet in the wrong position, just switch them. You go down. Try both sides if you want. Finish your last one if you're doing it. Cool. So last thing we're going to do is we're going to do one round that kind of incorporates some of those movements into a regular round. So it's going to be a regular, kickboxing combination. So it's going to be jab, cross, and then it's going to be going into the Thai clinch. So it's going to be jab, cross, grab, grab. Jab, cross, grab, grab. So the person will be, hopefully the person thinks this is another jab, cross, and covers up. And you always want to grab one hand at a time for safety, protecting your face. So jab, cross, grab, grab. And then let's do 2 back knees. So right knee step through, left knee. Now we're back in our regular stance. So it was knee, knee, step through, knee. And then let's turn them. So since you grab them with your left hand first, you're going to turn them towards that side, turn, and then there's a lot of things we can do from that, which we do. Turn them, and let's do this. We're going to turn them. We're going to end with an elbow. So we just turn them, turn, elbow, and then we're going to push them off, and that's the end. So it's jab, cross, clinch, clinch, knee, 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 pull towards my left, and then right elbow, and then push off. One more time, jab, cross, we did, sorry, further back, jab, cross, clinch, clinch, knee, same side knee, step through, other knee, pull them with my left hand, and then right elbow, push out. Got it? All right, let's give that a try. 2-minute round, just doing that. Last round. if you want, keep going, but if you want to move them around a little bit before you turn them, you can do that. You could, plus play around with when you want to turn them. Like you can move a little bit and then turn. You could also try pulling them with one arm versus pulling them with two arms. All right, so if you want to do meditation, it is 6:30. If you have to go, you could go. We'll do really 2 minutes. Just a quick 2-minute cool down meditation. So why don't we just go right into it? So you can, slow down your breathing. Just try to increasingly keep your breath slow and soft as you, get settled, trying to keep your mind as still as you can, trying to let any thoughts just float by without getting involved in them. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let's just clasp our hands. And then you'll twist back one direction, twist back the other direction, come back to center. Let's just take one arm, stretch to the side, Open your side up. Other side. Stretch straight up. And you can bring your arms down. And that's it. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out, Jen.
Thanks, that was fun.
It was fun. I'm glad we did that. I hope it was that tie stuff was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun to shadow box it for me too. Cool, thanks. And then we need to talk, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Let me stop the thing. Stop the thing.